6 and 8.
Thank you very much for watching wherever you happen to be around the country. Certainly, if you get a chance between 6 and 8, as you just heard with Chris Kenny, you'd be able to hear him on 2GB, 3AW and 4BC, doing the bit for Ross Greenwood for the next couple of days. Kicking ass on the radio. I love you on the radio, mate.
Thanks, mate. It's good to be there.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. All right, Fraser Anning, who no doubt has done plenty of radio interviews, and no doubt one with Chris Kenny upcoming as they exchange numbers a little bit later, is the Senator from Queensland with Katter's Australia Party, and Michael Kroger is the President of the Victorian Liberal Party. So, let's talk about this, Michael. The Andrews government wants $45 million in taxpayers' funding to go to political parties after the next election. It'll be dressed up under this whole, oh, we're cleaning up the donation system. But of course, they can still get money from the union movement, so they're going to get union-affiliated money, and they're going to get taxpayer money, and they're going to get two-thirds, or they're wanting, two-thirds of the money that the entire federal system got after 2016. The way they're trying to grease the wheel is they have offered $250,000 in August as transitional money to minor parties to get this thing through the upper house. And in a second, I'll tell you how you can wedge some of these people. But Michael, let's be very straight here. The Libs are fighting this thing, and rightly so. Because, look, we understand taxpayers' funding, it's part of the system, all the rest of it here. But the idea that the Labor Party seeks to profit to the tune of millions of dollars of something we are compelled to do by law is extraordinary.
Well, we have public funding in Victoria, but the problem with this bill is that it became very extreme, and the amounts that they're proffering we thought were too great, and now they're trying to buy off all of the independents by offering them, as you said, whatever they can to buy their votes. But one of the reasons for this is that corporate and private and individual donations to the Andrews government in Victoria are drying up very badly. We know that from speaking to a lot of donors who historically might give a bit to both sides, who now don't want to give anything to the Andrews government. So they're having to find another way of funding themselves. They've got great internal disputes. Some of the unions don't want to give to them because Andrews leads a different faction to some of the other factions, so they don't want to support him. So he's short of money himself, and he's got to find a way to fill his coffers to try and ward off the election defeat, which I think will hit him on November 24, and this is the way he's trying to do it, Paul. But no, we're not having a bar of it.
So we're blown up about this a lot on the show in more ways than one. The volume has got very loud for obvious reasons because it's an outrage. And particularly turning around and trying to set up a system that only kicks in after the state election by giving money before the state election gives you an idea of how desperate they are to get towards this pot of cash. So we need to put maximum pressure on the crossbench. They think they can get away with this. Parts of the crossbench are against it, parts of it are way too for it, and there's even some dispute inside some parties about which way to go. If you are a Conservative, if you are a shooter, a fisher, a farmer, if you are a Libertarian, if you are somebody who believes in local jobs, you have to pick up the phone. You have to call these people and you have to say, hands off my money. You can take a bit, but you can't take it all. And $45 million is way too much. So, if you're in Victoria, time for a pen and paper exercise. Have a look at this. These are the people you have to contact, and you have to tell them directly, say no to this bill or I won't vote for you. I voted for you last time, I won't vote for you next time. The only people voting against this are the Libs. So, this is a matter for me of political life and death for these people. Have a look. Let's go through these here. Rachel Carling-Jenkins is with the Australian Conservatives. She's formerly from the DLP. Her electorate number, 03 8742 3226. Rachel.Carling-Jenkins with the hyphen at parliament.vic.gov.au. That's if you're a Conservative. Ring her and say, hands off my money. This is a rort. Fiona Patten is the worst offender here. She has, among other things, got things on the table to suggest $25,000 for every unsuccessful candidate of a registered party. That's unbelievable. She's also the one who's been able to get that $250,000 transitional cost conversation happening. She's formerly of the Sex Party. She's supposedly a Libertarian. This is the least Libertarian thing out there. This is socialist alternative stuff, where we fund our political activities from the taxpayer. Ring her, 03 9386 4400. Fiona.Patten at parliament.vic.gov.au. This is how democracy works, guys, because otherwise this gets passed at the middle of the night and no one cares. If you are a shooter, fisher or farmer, if you're in regional Victoria, we need you more than anyone because there's a battle inside the shooters. One wants it, one doesn't. I don't care, ring them both. Jeff Borman, 03 5623 2929. Jeff.Borman@parliament.vic.gov.au. No to the election funding rort. Daniel Young, Shooters, Fishers and Farmers, his number 03 57 991 331, daniel.young@parliament.vic.au. And finally, James Purcell, Vote 1 Local Jobs. If you voted for him, tell him you won't vote for him again if he passes this funding rort. 03 55 68 2929. james.purcell@parliament.vic.gov.au. Please be respectful when you ring the people in those electorate offices. It is not the fault of the staff about what the politician is planning to do. And the wool is being pulled over their eyes. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt, and they are being sold a pup by a desperate government that wants to set this rort up for life. It's not one election, it's every election. And as Victoria gets bigger, as Melbourne hits 5 million people and the state surges ahead, as it will due to population, this money gets bigger and bigger and bigger. The rort will be set in forever. All the details will be up on our Facebook page. Go back, have a look, and if you're in Victoria, fight the good fight.